Boy, this is the first time in years. Doing this all from memory. This is hard to remember in old computer language. I not only designed this, every little metal trace that you see on here, I strapped onto a drafting table, and I built this whole board myself because I wanted the chips in the ultimate perfect position. I worked for a couple of weeks every night till about 4 in the morning, laying out the little things on a big drafting table that would eventually become this board. And when I got done, I realized I had to drill 8 holes in the board. And I said, you know what? If I had only designed it a little bit differently, then I would have only had 5 holes. I tore apart my entire design for another 2 weeks, every night till 4 in the morning, to get it just that perfect with only 5 holes, so you would never see the 3 missing. It had to be that artistically perfect to me, because it represents yourself when you do a great design.
Over here, we've got the very first computer we ever built, long before we even started a company, and I hand-wired the entire bottom, soldered it all together. That was an Apple I, the first Apple I computer ever.
Does it get boring to tell the story?
Never.
Never gets boring?
Never. It's in my heart. Those were the most incredible times. The summer that I built the Apple I computer, I was totally aware that a revolution was close to starting. I'd been showing off my computer at the Homebrew Computer Club. I had given away my designs for the Apple I for free. Steve Jobs came into town. He'd pop into town, see what I was up to, the latest thing I designed for fun, and then he'd somehow turn them into some money for both of us. Paul Terrell, he owned a store in Mountain View. He'd seen me for quite a long time demonstrating my computer. So Steve Jobs went in to sell him some of our little boards that we built for 20 bucks. He said, no. People want to come in, they want to buy it pre-built. They want to buy the thing ready to go. It cost us $250 to build, maybe. We'd sell it for $500. And then the retail price was $666.66 because I, as a mathematician, like repeating digits. And that was what it should be. The garage is a bit of a myth. It's overblown. The garage represents us better than anything else, but we did no designs there. We would drive the finished products to the garage, make them work, and then we'd drive them down to the store that paid us cash. We outgrew that garage, though, very quickly. It wasn't like, it's a whole company. You walk in, a bunch of people have desks. There were hardly ever more than 2 people in the garage, and mostly they were just sitting around kind of doing nothing productive. I was very much a geek. I was a social outsider. I didn't look at the world in normal ways when I was young. I wanted my own computer my whole life. I had told my dad in high school, someday I am going to own a big computer. This board right here, 6 wires or not. So I was happy. Once I had that Apple I computer, I was happy for life. But the Apple II was the great machine that was going to really turn the world on end. Where's the case? The Apple II was, I did the best genius work of my life that I was well known for saving parts, for condensing things, for getting extra performance, for doing things people never imagined.
This is our millionth Apple II computer, and that's why it's gold. And 1,000,000 sounds like a large number, but you remember number 1, you remember number 100. This is number 1,000,000 of the Apple IIs, and that'll probably seem small in a couple of years.
See, we had 2 phases. This garage was a little partnership with a partnership agreement. It was small stuff. The Apple II was the big company. We got an investment. Once we had an investment, that's when Steve's personality changed. And he was going to be businessman. He wasn't going to be joking anymore. He was going to be dressed in a suit on the cover of the magazines. And that was his role in life. Steve just felt like computers somehow added up to companies that could make money. When we went public, a few of us became unbelievably wealthy. We were worth so many millions and hundreds of millions. I designed these machines because I wanted computers for myself, and I wanted to help, revolutions happen, and didn't really want that kind of wealth. I don't remember the beep command, do I? Too bad I wrote it in my own language. Ooh. Yeah, I got it right. Run. It says, hello, my name is Steve. Barely see it, but it's there. Soldering things together, putting the chips together, designing them, drawing them on drafting tables. It was so much a passion in my life, and to this day, I'll stay at the bottom of the org chart being an engineer because that's where I want to be.